this is Sherelle from Planner with a Praise, and thank you so much for joining me for the part 2 of my craft room refresh. If you are new to my channel, then welcome, and if you've been here before, then welcome back. So on my channel, I typically offer craft room tours, craft room organization, and plan with me's. So if this sounds like something you are interested in, I ask that you go ahead and subscribe to my channel. So in part 1 of this series, I did a video showing pretty much what you are seeing right now. So if you want to learn more about what you're seeing in front of you right now, I suggest that you go ahead, wait for the end of this video and check the video at the end of this one. I am entering in my craft room. You could probably see the door right there on the left hand side. And as we approach, I want you to know, and I want to introduce to you my flooring. So this is the new addition to my craft room. And as you can tell, my craft room floor is completely empty. Everything has been emptied out of my craft room so that we could put a new floor in this space. If you want to see what the floor looked like before, here it is right here. So this is actually outside of the craft room, but this ugly red 1970s floor was extended all the way into my craft room. And so I'm really excited to introduce to you my new floor space. So my craft room size is, I think it was 11 by 8. I'm sorry, not 11 by 8. Let me say that again. My craft room space is 11.8 by 10.4. So, I mean, it's sizable, but when you have as much crafting supplies as I do, this area fills up relatively quick. So I just wanted to stop by and let you see my new floor. I'm very, very excited about what's to come in the future. And yeah, so let's go ahead and get further into this video. So now that you got a chance to take a look at the new rug in my craft room, I want to just talk a little bit about my next set of plans for the craft room before moving things back in. So for those of you who do not know, I am a crazy craft lady. And that's what I call myself because I love all things craft. I love to do paper crafting, and I also crochet, and I do jewelry, and just like a plethora of things that I really enjoy. So one of the things that have to happen before I start moving things back into this space is organizing things so that when I am crafting, I can just go ahead to one main area and get the things that I need for that project. So right now, when I am doing a project, I find myself not only in this space, but throughout my whole entire house. And it's because things are just really not organized in the way that they should be. So let me just take you with me and show you just some of the things that I indulge in as it relates to crafting. So I do craft fairs, and in those craft fairs, at the craft fairs, I sell my jewelry and I sell my crochet products. So that's primarily what I'm selling when I am vending. And so here is one of my props for jewelry, and I normally just have like my bracelets on here. And then here is one of my Happy Planner storage kits, I guess. I can't think of what I want to call it, but it's like a storage case. And I keep my jewelry in here. I'm just going to grab out a couple of pieces. This right here is actually some ID tags that I made for a recent craft fair. And it looks like I have something else there that may have got stuck. onto these things. But anyway, I wanted to show you those. And then I also have a Cricut. I love my Cricut, and I use that to make customized clothing and home decals and stuff like that. So this is just a tote bag that I made a while back. And so yeah, so that's another craft I'm involved in. I have my Cricut. And then here is some vinyl that I got from the dollar store. So if you are a Cricut user, I don't know if you got a chance to use the vinyl from the dollar store, from the Dollar Tree. I used it for, I think, one project, maybe two. It's not the best, but depending on what type of project it is, I would suggest that you at least give this a try. So I also started card making. I love making cards. I make cards with my Cricut, but I primarily use my die cutting machine. It's a manual machine to make my cards. I just find that in using the die cutting machine, I am able to get more use out of the paper. So here is just one of the cards that I made, I guess maybe a couple of months back. And here are a few more. I'm not going to pull it all out. I just want to show you and just kind of introduce you to some of the things that I do here in my craft room. So I make my cards, I'm into my Cricut machine, and then I sell jewelry that I make, and I also crochet. So here is some of the yarn that I have, and when I say some of the yarn, I literally mean just some. I have yarn all over the place. So, but you know, I just pulled this basket just as a little show and tell. What else do I have? Okay, so I also I do sew. I have a sew machine. I do have fabric, not a whole lot, but enough where I need to have a specific place for those items so that when I do want to sew, I have those things in one area and it's at my fingertips. And the truth is, one of the reasons why I don't sew as much as I do is because of all of my crafting accessories and supplies. That my sewing items are the things that are randomly or more randomly placed throughout my craft room and in the basement. Those things are more randomly throughout that area than anything else. And so when I want to sew, it's like a big ordeal just preparing the area and grabbing all my items and things that I need just to make something simple like a shoe bag. So I don't pull out my machine like I'd like to. So that's something else that needs to be addressed when I am reorganizing and bringing things back into my craft space. So my real love when it comes to crafting, and most of you know who follow me, is paper planning. I am a huge paper planner. I've been doing it for a very long time. I discovered Happy Planner, I want to say back in 2014, and I've been planning ever since. I planned when I was in college. I did a lot of writing to keep up with my schedule and, you know, assignments. And then I put it down for a number of years and picked it back up. And I don't think I'm going to let it go anytime soon. So here is just a very small inventory of some of the planners that I have. And 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. This is 5 products from the Happy Planner, and these are either planners that have been Franken-planned. They may be notebooks. They may just be, you know, some used planners that I've, you know, been using over the years. But I just, again, wanted to kind of, you know, bring it to the forefront so that you could just kind of get an idea of the different things that I do here in my craft room. So what I need to do as a part of this craft room reset now that it's empty is I want to go through everything that I have and just kind of sort it out. Put like just create like just stations or sets of space on the floor and just divide my craft accessories in specific order. So say for example, I could put my crochet items over here, and then I could put everything associated with my paper planning over here, put everything associated with my jewelry making in another spot, and just kind of find myself just creating zones for everything that I have. And then once I create all of those zones, I want to start really doing a declutter of each set. So each zone I will go through and say, okay, Sherelle, this you can get rid of, this you can toss, and this you can keep. And then when I'm bringing things back into this space, I want to make sure that it continues to remain zoned so that, say, for example, all of my planning accessories will be in one space, and then all of my jewelry items will be in another part of the craft room. So that's where I want to go next. Then the other thing that I have to consider and constantly be reminded of while I'm resetting my craft room is that it's not just my craft room. I do share the space with Crystal, and she too has a lot of things as well. So it's going to be a big ordeal to get my craft room in order. But I pray that you will stick around and just kind of stay with me through the whole entire process. I cannot tell you how long this is going to take. I don't know if it's going to take 1 week or 3 because I still do have a job that I have to go to. I still have my husband and, other things. I have a complete dedication to my church. So there are other things that do take up my time. But please just stick around for the entire process. And you know that you could click on my channel anytime and, just stay abreast of what's going on here at Planner with a Praise. So guys, thank you so much for joining me for part 2 of my craft room reset. I am Sherelle from Planner with a Praise, and I hope that you will consider subscribing to my channel. It's absolutely free, and all you have to do to subscribe is to hit that free subscribe button provided to you by YouTube. Guys, this is Sherelle saying peace and blessings.